Have you ever looked at your plate and quietly wondered, am I eating to feel better or just to get full? Or maybe you have had mornings where your energy is low, your joints feel stiff, and your favorite breakfast just does not hit the same. Maybe climbing the stairs takes a little more effort than it used to, or your afternoon nap feels more like a necessity than a luxury. If any of that sounds familiar, I want to tell you something that could change the way you look at aging. You are not broken, you are not alone, and you are absolutely not out of options. You might just need a better plan. Because while aging is real, decline does not have to be. Here at Longevity Life, we believe in growing stronger, wiser, and more vibrant through every season of life. We believe in daily habits for longevity. And most importantly, we believe in the power of food. Yes, food, not pills, not fancy powders, not the next super juice trend. We are talking about real food, the kind you can find in any grocery store, the kind that actually works with your body as you age. The kind of eating that a 100-year-old Harvard doctor swears by and has lived by for decades. His name is Dr. John Scharffenberg, and in today's episode, we are going to learn how his simple longevity diet has helped him stay sharp, mobile, and mentally engaged even into his second century of life. But before we dive into Dr. Scharffenberg's story and the daily eating habits that fuel his life, let me ask, have you ever found yourself saying, I just want to feel like myself again? Then stay right here, because we are going to walk through the same habits that brought a 73-year-old woman named Linda back from the edge of burnout just by changing how she nourished her body. And hey, if anything I have said so far speaks to you, I would love to know you are with me. Type the word energy in the comments, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode from Longevity Life. Because this is not just a podcast. This is your space, your comeback, your new chapter. Let us begin. Let me tell you about someone who wrote to me last year. Her name is Linda. She is 73 years old, a retired nurse, and a grandmother of 4. But when she reached out, she was not feeling strong or wise or vibrant. She was feeling tired, foggy, unseen. Her exact words were, "It feels like my body has given up on me. I sleep, but I do not feel rested. I eat, but I still feel empty. And honestly, I feel invisible." And you know what? That broke my heart, not just because of Linda's story, but because I hear it so often. Somewhere along the line, many of us started believing that being older means being slower, weaker, or less important. That if your knees ache, your mind feels dull, or your skin does not glow like it used to, well, that is just part of getting old. But let me ask you a question. What if it is not aging itself that is making us feel this way? What if it is what we are putting or not putting on our plate? Here is the truth. Your brain, your bones, your energy, they all depend on what you feed them. And sadly, most seniors in America are eating foods that work against their bodies, not with them. Processed meats, sugary snacks, white bread and refined carbs, meals that fill the stomach, but drain the energy. That is not a longevity diet. That is a shortcut to inflammation, fatigue, and decline. But Linda, she did something powerful. She made one small promise to herself: I will show up for my health again, one choice at a time. And within just 8 weeks, she was walking again, sleeping through the night, laughing more, feeling like herself again, not because she took a miracle pill, but because she changed how she ate. And that, my friend, is exactly what this episode is about. If you have ever felt like Linda, even just a little, I want to hear from you. Drop A in the comments. Tell me, have you ever felt like your body was falling behind your spirit? Because I promise you, you are not alone. And better yet, you are not stuck. Stay with me, because in the next part, we are going to break down exactly why the foods you choose each day can either speed up aging or slow it down. But let us slow it down for a moment and talk about the why. Why does food matter so much as we age? Why is something as simple as what we eat day after day so powerful? The answer lies in what scientists call inflammation. Now, I do not mean the kind of swelling you get from bumping your knee. I am talking about chronic low-grade inflammation, the slow, silent kind that builds up in our bodies over time. It is what happens when we eat processed foods, too much sugar, or too many refined carbs. Our immune system stays on high alert, and that stress over time wears us down from the inside out. It affects your joints, making them ache. It affects your heart, increasing the risk of disease. It affects your brain, dulling memory focus, and even mood. But here is the good news. Food can also be the cure. Certain foods, the kind you will find in a longevity diet, are naturally anti-inflammatory. They help your body heal instead of hurt. They calm your immune system. They protect your cells. And they give your brain and body the fuel they need to function at their best. We are talking about dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, whole grains such as oats and brown rice, colorful vegetables, carrots, squash, tomatoes, healthy fats from walnuts, flaxseed and olive oil, fiber-rich legumes like lentils and black beans, fresh berries full of antioxidants to protect your brain, plenty of clean water to hydrate every cell in your body. This is the same foundation that Dr. John Scharffenberg has followed for decades. He does not eat fancy. He does not chase trends. He just fills his plate with simple plant-forward meals that keep his body nourished and his mind clear. In his words, "My health is not an accident, it is on my plate." And here is something else worth noting. The longevity diet does not mean giving up everything you love. It just means choosing foods that love you back. It is not about restriction. It is about protection. And once you start feeding your body the way it was designed to be fed, your energy returns. Your digestion improves. Your joints feel lighter. Your brain feels more alert. And yes, your spirit lifts too. Now I want to hear from you. What is one healthy food you already eat almost every day? Maybe it is oatmeal in the morning, or a handful of almonds, or a bowl of berries. Share it in the comments. You never know, your simple habit might inspire someone else today. Coming up next, we are going to meet some everyday people who applied these same principles and saw big results. From more energy, to better sleep, to sharper thinking, it all started with what they put on their plate. Let us keep going. Is where the science behind the longevity diet starts to come to life. So far, we have talked about the science behind the longevity diet, how it protects your heart, your brain, and your joints. But now I want to show you what that looks like in real life. Because science is powerful, but stories are what help us see what is possible for ourselves. Let me introduce you to a few people who decided to make small intentional changes to the way they eat and saw big results. Linda, age 73, retired nurse from Michigan. You already met Linda briefly, but let me tell you what happened after she committed to showing up for her health. She started small oatmeal with blueberries instead of toast with butter. Then she added leafy greens to her lunch, even if it was just a handful of spinach. She drank 1 extra glass of water each day. She made it a rule no eating from a bag or a box. And most importantly, she did it consistently. Within 8 weeks, Linda wrote me again and said, "I feel like I got part of myself back. I walk without pain. I sleep without tossing. And yesterday, I danced with my granddaughter in the kitchen. That is something I thought I had lost." She did not change everything. She changed one thing over and over. Harold, age 78, widower from Arizona. Harold had always been active, a former construction worker, proud grandfather, still mowed his own lawn. But after he lost his wife, he said he stopped caring about food. Frozen dinners, white bread, soda at lunch. I was just filling the tank. After watching one of our episodes on the longevity diet, Harold emailed me and said, I am not ready to give up on myself. Where do I start? I told him start with one meal. He swapped his white bread sandwich for a whole grain wrap with beans, avocado, and greens. He started walking 10 minutes after lunch. He cut out soda and added lemon water instead. 4 weeks later, he wrote, I did not realize how sluggish I had become until I started feeling awake again. I am sleeping better. My pants are looser. I even fixed the fence out back. He ended his note with, it is not about doing everything. It is about doing something every day. That stuck with me. Thomas, age 68, retired police officer from Ohio. Thomas had always been a meat and potatoes kind of guy. He did not trust diets, did not like vegetables, and definitely did not want to be told what to eat. But after a yearly checkup showed rising cholesterol and borderline diabetes, his doctor gave him 2 options, medication or major changes. Thomas chose the second. He did not become vegetarian overnight. Instead, he made one small swap at a time. Bacon became black beans. White rice became quinoa. Steak night became veggie chili night, with his wife's homemade cornbread, of course. 2 months later, he had dropped 10 pounds and brought his blood pressure down. I never thought food could work with me, he said. Now I feel like it is on my side. That is the power of a longevity diet. It is not restrictive. It is restorative. Elaine, age 82, widow from Oregon. Elaine's story touches the heart. After losing her husband of 54 years, she slipped into what she called a quiet kind of sadness. She stopped cooking, lost interest in reading. Most days she sat in silence with a piece of toast and tea. Then one morning, she saw a clip about Dr. Scharffenberg, how he still cooked his own meals, read every day, and walked with purpose at over 100 years old. If he can do that, she thought, maybe I can do one thing for myself today. She went to the store and bought a bag of baby spinach, a small carton of blueberries, and a single serving bowl of lentil soup. The next morning, she made herself a real breakfast, oatmeal berries and a little cinnamon. She started writing 3 things she was grateful for each day. Then, she joined a walking group at her church. 3 weeks later, she sent a postcard that said, I feel awake again, like my heart is back online. Asked, not because of medication, not because of a diet plan, because of nourishment, body, mind, and spirit. Now I want to hear your story. Have you made one small change that made you feel better? Have you tried a meal, a habit, or a moment of gratitude that brought you back to yourself? Tell me in the comments, because your story matters. And if any of these people inspired you, drop an emoji so we can keep spreading hope across this community. Coming up next, we are going to break it all down into a clear, doable blueprint. Dr. Scharffenberg's exact approach from breakfast to bedtime is coming your way. If you have ever wondered how to build your own longevity diet, the next part is for you. Let us get practical. Now that you have heard the stories and seen the science, it is time to talk about you. Because this is not just about Dr. Scharffenberg. This is not just about Linda Harold Thomas or Elaine. This is about your plate, your energy, your future, and how to take back control starting with what you eat today. Let us build what I call your longevity diet blueprint. This is not a meal plan. This is not a list of restrictions. It is a flexible real-life system built on 3 simple words: eat, move, engage. Let us start with the first and most foundational piece, EET, eat intentionally. The longevity diet in action. Here is how to build a strong plant-forward plate, just like Dr. Scharffenberg does every day, and just like our viewers are doing all across the country. Breakfast. Idea: 1/2 cup of old-fashioned oats, 1/2 cup of fresh blueberries, 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed, 1/2 cup of unsweetened almond milk, a sprinkle of cinnamon if you like. This is an anti-inflammatory, fiber-rich meal that supports your heart, brain, and digestion. Lunch idea: 2 cups of mixed greens like spinach, kale, or romaine, 1/2 cup of chickpeas, cherry tomatoes, cucumber, shredded carrots, 1 tablespoon of sunflower seeds, olive oil and lemon juice for dressing, packed with antioxidants, plant protein, and healthy fats. This is real fuel. Snack idea: 1 small apple, 1 tablespoon of almond butter. It is simple, it is satisfying, and it helps stabilize your blood sugar through the day. Dinner idea: 1 cup of steamed broccoli, 1/2 cup of lentil stew, cooked with garlic, onion, and tomatoes, 1/2 cup of cooked brown rice, a warm, comforting, fiber-filled dinner that nourishes from the inside out. Pro tip: keep it colorful. If your plate has at least 3 colors from natural whole foods, you are doing great. And remember, it is not about perfection. Dr. Scharffenberg himself says, "If I have cake, I enjoy it, then I get back to my rhythm the next day." That is what the longevity lifestyle is all about: consistency over extremes. Move with purpose. Movement that fits your life. You do not need a gym membership. You just need to move every single day with intention. Here are some daily movement ideas to try. Morning stretch routine. Spend 5 minutes after waking up doing light neck rolls, shoulder circles, and leg stretches. Midday walk 10 to 20 minutes around the block, or even walking laps inside your home. Evening wind down, gentle yoga, standing side to side steps, or simply putting on music and swaying your arms. Chair exercises. If mobility is limited, try seated leg lifts, toe taps, or reaching over heads with light hand weights. Every step you take is a message to your body. I still want to move. I still want to be strong. If you are in for 7 days of intentional movement, just 10 minutes a day, type the words "walk strong" in the comments. Let us move through this together. Engage daily. Keep your mind and spirit awake. Longevity is not just about muscle and nutrition. It is also about meaning. So here is your 3rd pillar. Engage your mind and spirit every single day. Try any one of these to start. Read 1 chapter of a book in the morning. Call a friend or your grandchild for a real conversation and write in a gratitude journal. Just 3 things. Listen to music that uplifts your mood. Watch a documentary and learn something new. Sit quietly for 5 minutes and reflect. It does not have to take hours. It just has to be intentional. Dr. Scharffenberg reads and teaches every day, even in his 2nd century. Not because he has to, but because it keeps him alive inside. Tell me what activity lights up your mind or your heart. Drop it in the comments, and you might just inspire someone else. And if you are ready to make this your blueprint, type "one better" in the comments. That is all it takes: 1 better meal, 1 better movement, 1 better mindset, repeated over time. In the final part, I will help you pull it all together into a daily rhythm that works for your life without stress or confusion. If you are still with me, still thinking, still hopeful, stay close. We are not done yet. Let us build something that lasts. You made it, and I hope you are feeling something right now. Maybe it is a little more clarity. Maybe it is a quiet motivation. Or maybe, just maybe, it is the sense that your story is not done yet. Because everything we have talked about today, the longevity diet, the daily habits, the simple stories of change, they all come down to one truth. You are not too old. It is not too late. And your future is still being written. Dr. John Scharffenberg built his strength and clarity over decades, not through perfection, but through persistence. And now, you have the exact same blueprint in your hands. Eat intentionally with real plant-forward meals. Move with purpose every day, no matter how small. Engage your mind and spirit with simple moments of meaning. These are the daily habits for longevity. This is what it means to live the longevity lifestyle. Not chasing youth, but choosing strength. Not fearing age, but fueling it. And here is the beautiful part. This plan is not his anymore. It is yours now. So let me ask you, which habit are you starting today? Is it a 10-minute walk, a plant-based lunch, writing in a journal before bed? Tell me in the comments. Your decision could be the one thing someone else needs to read today. And if this episode gave you something, hope, motivation, or even just a little piece, please tap like, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, share this with someone you care about. Because this journey is better together, and we are not stopping here. In our next episode, we are going deeper into one of the most powerful and most overlooked foods in the longevity diet: fermented foods. We will talk about how sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, and even tempeh can transform your gut, skin, brain, and immune system, especially after age 60. So stay close. And if you are still listening, still hopeful, still showing up for your health, go ahead and type lifelong in the comments. Let me know you are in. Let me know you are choosing to age forward, not backward. And let us build the second half of life with strength, joy, and intention. This is Longevity Life, and this is just the beginning.